It's currently about 5:44 a.m. Pacific Standard Time on January 22nd, 2020. Currently located in the bedroom I've been sleeping in, the Sonoma house I've been staying in. It's located in the town of Windsor in the county of Sonoma, state of California, United States of America. Currently located inside the house that's located at the street address, same street address that's listed on my California driver's license. It's currently about 5:45 a.m. Pacific Standard Time on January 22nd, 2020. Currently located in the bedroom I've been sleeping in. It's located in the town of Windsor in the county of Sonoma, in the state of California, United States of America. My name is Benjamin Coxon. I was born during 1986 in the county of San Francisco in the state of California, United States of America. My California driver's license number is D4315123. I was born on August 25th, 1986. All right, I'm going to be looking at I have an audio file going. It's audio recorder going. It's currently recording. It's currently making audio file 200122_002.wav. It's currently at 1 hour, 31 minutes, and 17 seconds, 18 seconds, 19 seconds, 20 seconds. I've been awake for less than 6 hours. I woke up, sexually assaulted. I said stop. Eventually I started the audio recorder. Went on for kind of a while. Not that long, but it went on without the audio recorder going. I was woken up and sexually assaulted. I had an erection. There were depictions of genital F. I kept saying stop. I think they may have been augmenting or enlarging my penis. I said stop. I was laying in bed for a while. Didn't want to get out of bed. Eventually I turned the audio recorder on. What else happened this morning? There's depictions of someone saying I'm going to break your neck if you make my coffee or something, or might have been a depiction of a female similar to appearance of Megan Chippa. Similar in appearance to Megan Chippa. Saying, I think they might have been talking about Pete's Coffee or something. I went to Pete's Coffee yesterday. But they might have been talking about something different. And it wasn't it kind of was. I don't know that it was necessarily Megan Chippa herself, or it was like a depiction of people, and it kind of seemed similar to Megan Chippa. It might have seemed similar to more people. Who else did I see depictions of, or depictions similar of this morning? Possibly a genital F. It might not have been a genital F, just someone similar to genital F. I've had thoughts of genital F's like boyfriend or husband, although I'm not sure that it's actually that person or not. I've had thoughts of Bart Farrell. I've had thoughts of Daniel Coxon. I've had thoughts of more people, of additional people this morning. Quite a few more people this morning. Okay. I had thoughts of Jake Scholl. Who else was there? There were more people. I had thoughts of possible law enforcement observing me through this advanced technology. Had thoughts of the people who may or may not look like that Frenchy person or those Foley people. And yeah. I've gone to the bathroom at least twice, drinking a cup of coffee. I now have a second cup of coffee. I put two new pairs of pants in the washer to wash. I can hear the washer going right now. I've talked to my sister Ann, who's staying at the house right now. Talked to her briefly, very briefly. And yeah. Okay. So it's currently about 5:49 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'm going to be reading, I'm going to be reading California Penal Code, Part 1, Title 8, Chapter 8, False Imprisonment and Human Trafficking, and try and explain what I think is applicable. Regarding this video, there may be incidences and events not mentioned in this video. There may be illegal activities that occurred that are not mentioned in this video. So there may maybe additional concerns in addition to what I mentioned in this video. Yeah, most of the stuff, and stuff has occurred prior to 2010. Legal acts have occurred prior to 2010 associated with myself, whatnot. There's more videos and more collections of files and everything on the OneDrive thing. I guess I have them on my hard drive. Yeah, I have them on the hard drive and micro SD card. Somewhere between the micro SD card and the hard drive. And OneDrive, it's all there. Or a lot of it's there. I think it's all there. A lot of it's there. Sorry, I'm like dealing with people communicating to me. Stop harassing me. Okay. Okay, section 236, false imprisonment is an unlawful violation of the personal liberty of another. So 2011, I would say 2010, there was like those 2-3 weeks. I was all like cycled up and stressed out, made paranoid. So you might be able to say that, yeah, they violated my personal liberty. I was like made paranoid through this advanced technology. So 2010, I think so. And then 2011 through 2013, I was harassed daily. I was harassed all day long while I was awake, every day. And it like followed me around different places. And I think they were battering me or harassing me, harassment by assault and battery, or doing something to my neurological system to cause my thoughts to cycle. It might have been done with just audio, with just sound, but I think they might have also had my neurological system involved. Might have been causing me to have cycled thoughts. I can think about it at different times. So that'd be 236 for 2010, and for 2011 through 2013, and then 2014 into 2020. Again, I was harassed daily. I was harassed all day long, every day. Harassment by assault and battery. They'd follow me different places. 2018, I attempted to escape Sonoma County. What happened? I wanted to go to the hospital, but I didn't want to go to the hospital in Sonoma County, so I went to Sacramento. And I was harassed on the way out there, while I was there, while I was in the emergency room, and then while I was in the psychiatric hospital in Oakland that I got sent to after that, after being 5150 in Sacramento. That was 2018. What else was there? Sometime around like 2015, 2016, I took a trip to Southern California and then to Texas. I'm not currently sure if I was running away from being harassed, but I was like under duress, on the move, like, I don't know, I'm not sure what I was doing. I have to think about it some more. And yeah, so that'd be 236 for 2010 and 2011 through 2020. My personal liberty was unlawfully violated. And most of the time, 2011 to 2019, I was living in the town of Windsor, in this house in the town of Windsor in the county of Sonoma, state of California. There's brief, 2012. I spent most of 2012 outside of California, and I spent part of 2013 out of California, and a little bit of either 2015 or 2014, 2015, or 2016. Spent like less than a month outside of California. Yeah. I was in Canada briefly during 2013. Or, excuse me, 2013. For like less than 3 hours I was in Canada. Okay. And I'm not currently sure if I was harassed when I was in Canada. Okay, so I had this about 236.1a, with intent to obtain forced labor or services. So I had this everybody thing going. I think people knew I had the everybody thing going, where like all these like powerful people, powerful politicians, and like heads of state and like heads of industry come around and like watch me or like, watch Dr. Grant and Clark Anderson, watch Robert Grant and Clark Anderson like do things with me, or I'm not sure exactly how to define it, but Oh, and that Jeff person. Jeff might be involved with those three. I think it's Robert Grant. I think Jeff's like. I think Jeff has a lot of money, and Robert Grant has a lot of like clout or power or something. And Clark Anderson is like. I think he has a lot of like ties with the Southern California entertainment and fashion industry. I think he used to be a big time marijuana grower in California also. So between those three people, I think they anyway. So so Jeff and Clark are I think friends and possibly like romantic partners. And Robert Grant, I think, is Clark's brother or half brother. I think Robert Grant's like primarily heterosexual, but I'm not sure. I think he's been married, or I think he's been married. And the Jeff person looks very similar to Lee Rumbley, who is my sister Elizabeth's husband. And Jeff looks similar to a former neighbor, the person who lived across the street from my family when I lived in Cotati. And I suspect my dad knew both Robert Grant and Clark Anderson, possibly separately, prior to 1985. I think Robert Grant used to live in Burlingame, and my parents also used to live in Burlingame. Like, I know when my older sister, Tim and Elizabeth, my older brother and sister, Tim and Elizabeth, Tim's like 10 years older than me, and Elizabeth's like 8 years older than me. When they were really young, my parents and them lived in Burlingame, which is on the peninsula. I think it's in San Mateo County. Or either San Mateo or Santa Clara County. I think it's San Mateo County. On the peninsula in Northern California. And I'd suspect that they might be like both. I suspect Clark Anderson might have been a client of my dad, my father's. He's like a financial advisor, and I suspect Robert Grant might have been a client, might be or might have been a client. Clark Anderson might be or might have been a client of my father, Terry Coxon, as a financial advisor. Anyway, okay. So I had this everybody thing going. Sorry I got a little track. So about California Penal Code 236.1A. So I had this everybody thing going. I think it was set up like prior to me turning age 15, possibly prior to me turning age 10, and possibly prior to me even being born. But for some reasons, I think it was like determined prior to me turning age 15. I'd say safely. That I'd had the everybody thing going. So, okay, so if they know that's going to happen and this everybody thing, there's kind of, I suspect, like between Robert Grant, Clark Anderson, they somehow make money off of, they like make money, or or their company or group or or themselves or their own reputation improves or is tied up with this everybody thing so much that it is sort of like either like a show that they do, or like sort of like a business venture that they do. I think it probably is like caught up in like if it's not like paid for directly, it might have to do with like how other projects they might work on that even I don't know about, might not know about, get dealt with, or there's just so much going on with it. It's hard to believe that it's not a business venture of some sort. And all the money that goes into all the entertainment stuff that might or might not have to do with the everybody thing, but I think some of it does. Yeah, I think a lot of it does. So some of it's like really ambiguous, so it's difficult to tell. But anyway, trying to get through the penal code on these videos. So maybe that's a subject for a different video. Okay, so with regards to stuff happening prior to 2014 and prior to 2011, I think a lot of it people might have had in mind this everybody thing that I'd have coming, or that even I didn't know I had coming, but I had it coming. And so if people were, violating my liberty prior to 2010, it might have had something to do with them obtaining forced services, because this is forced labor services. I don't know if it's forced services or not. So if they're obtaining services with intent to obtain services, so these people might have been doing things to me with the intent of obtaining services from me in the future. There's like former school teachers, parents of former friends, former like sports teams, and I think my parents knew about it, and they might have talked to people about it, or let on that I was gonna get the everybody thing, or to like some people, but not everybody, or not everyone. But so there was that going on, and then there was this. So that might have been going on. Then there was around like 2005. I started hanging out with my brother Daniel, like 2005, 2006 or something. I started hanging out with my brother Daniel Coxon, and he was like growing pot in Runner Park somewhere, growing marijuana. So he hung out with like some like possibly unscrupulous people, and they might have caught on to like this everybody thing, or he might have said something. They might have like started like expressing interest in me, because some of those people that he hung out with them also knew this Clark Anderson person. It's kind of like a whole like group of people, like like Clark Anderson's like the rich uncle or aunt that teaches you how to kind of. Robert Grant's like the stately uncle, and Clark Anderson's like the rich aunt that teaches everybody how to grow marijuana, and like how to eat vegetables, and like how to save your money, and how to do like an outdoor marijuana growing project. So you learn about like basic plumbing, basic shopping, basic budgeting, basic like clandestine project. And I think that's sort of, I think that's kind of it. Might be part of it. It's like, I think Clark Anderson and Robert Grant have been referred to as, who are those people? They did the show in Vegas with the Tigers. Siegfried and Roy. Yeah, Siegfried and Roy. Could be. Because Robert Grant's like a psychologist, so he'd be Siegfried, and Clark Anderson's Roy. Anyway, not is Roy, but could be like metaphorically joked about as. Okay. So yeah, I think there's like a group of people, like a lot of their like group of people who probably knew like Clark Anderson or whatever. I think a lot of their kids like got taught to like grow marijuana by Clark Anderson. It's sort of like, I think they're both sort of like Bay Area like figures, or whatever, what have you. And that movie, about the videotaped all those people jumping off the Golden Gate Bridge. That lady Sharon, I think one of the parents that was interviewed made some mention about a therapist named Sharon. And I think my mother, Betsy Coxon, has actually gone to see a therapist named Sharon. That's sort of just like some sort of like vague suspicion, or like it could be coincidence. But who knows what kind of racket, what kind of racket goes on between Robert Grant and Clark Anderson. And, you know, if there's this Sharon person coming along. Anyway, it's kind of difficult to explain on video. I don't want to sound paranoid or like overly suspicious or, you know. But it's kind of sketch between like the sexual abuse therapist Robert Grant and like the pot growing Clark Anderson, and like it's all kind of, maybe not all kind of strange, but anyway, I could probably go on for a while about dreaming up conspiracies, but yep, I think yeah, I can say a lot of those people. Okay, so maybe I'll make a different video about all my suspicions about Robert Grant and Clark Anderson. This might be a different video. Okay. Okay. So about 236.1a, there's people like anticipating that I had the everybody thing going, and then there was a thing 2010 where, like, you know, it might have been like publicized as like a show. There might have been like, and even if like people weren't directly paid for it, their reputations might have been like their professional and personal professional and personal reputations might have been affected by it. And I think they all sort of do this. You know, a lot of people's like reputations about how they like cycle people and make people and like what they're doing in Berkeley. You know, like. It is kind of like it might affect their reputation and like their professional reputation within this like advanced technology. So it might be said that they're obtaining a service of me when they publicize me, or when any kind of, it might not just be publicizing, but if I'm being publicized, they might be obtaining a service from me. During 2010, my personal liberty, I think, was violated. I was all like, what's going on? What's happening? And I was harassed and like without escape until I got taken to like the hospital, or I had escape, or it was planned to have an escape, or it ended. I should say it ended. Like I got 5150'd, and like the harassment ended within like less than like a month from it starting to, maybe that's, you know, but even that stuff starting, you know, it was sort of going on continuously, and that quickly escalated, or it escalated after the Pride Brownies. But even before that, it sort of started after the Pride Brownies. What was going on before the Pride Brownies was just sort of like general. Yeah, there was stuff going on before the Pride Brownies also. I don't know about how much publicity I was getting, but so yeah, I think there's that, and then 2011, like the birds start chirping and everything. I think I was publicized then. Like there's that thing about the flamenco guitar on the radio. Yeah, that's sort of a different thing, but yeah. So I think I was being publicized. And it's sort of like part of like Clark Anderson's like thing around here is that, you know, he starts this everybody thing, and it rains, and like, so it's stuff in the Bay Area, I think it's stuff in California, I think it's stuff in the United States, and I think it like reaches out to other countries outside the United States. You know, stop harassing me. There's a picture of Jenna Left doing something. Stop harassing me. Or I had thoughts of Jenna Left while something was happening. Said something about poo. Stop harassing me. Stop harassing me in that way. That occurred just now. It's currently about 6:09 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Currently located in the state of California, United States of America. So 2011, that gets going, and then 2014, or late 2013, 2014, you know, I think I was still being publicized. And then stuff happens at Subway. stuff happens with like the stuff at Subway. So there's like Rachel, my brother Tim's wife, Rachel Taco Coxon. Kind of like her, there's a depiction of her, like kind of a lot. There's a lot of depictions of her during that period, during like that first year of stuff, especially before you went on like the walking trip, before you went to Southern California, then out to Texas, and then even after that, I think there's some stuff of her. There was that. There was like Betsy Coxon and her friends doing something, or depictions of Betsy Coxon's friends doing something to me. This is all while I'm being like publicized to this everybody thing. I got like jumped 2014. Got jumped by a lot of females and some males, I think. There was depictions of like Betsy Coxon and her friends, or Betsy Coxon's friends. There were depictions of Camille Bailey or Camille Bailey's like relative who looks like her, who was possibly a receptionist at a dentist's office in Petaluma. She's also possibly a prostitute. There were depictions of a lot of like females, a lot of female stuff. Depictions of Sydney Shireman. Who else was there? There was that stuff that went on with that Fox News anchor, the female blonde Fox News anchor from back then. Like tall, skinny. There was stuff going on, like stuff got publicized on the TV show Family Guy, the animated TV show Family Guy. Stuff got publicized in movies and like and television, and all sorts of stuff was going on then. I remember being surprised 2011 through 2013, like kind of like, or 2011 2013, like wow, this seems to be something going on TV that has to do with me, or it seems as much. Who knows what they do between all like the advanced technology and stuff. But 2014 to 2020, it seems as much. Who knows really, but I think so. I really do think so. Sorry, that's a long-winded explanation, but Clark Anderson has ties to the entertainment industry, and it shows up on TV and television. I think it's part of like what their company or group of people do. Oh, and I also think Jeff does something with it also. I think they all do something with it. I think Clark Anderson may be like the most like most prominently involved with the Southern California entertainment industry of those three people, but I think they all sort of do some of it. And there was stuff like going on. There's like depictions of politicians coming around and talking to me and like participating in this like event of me being harassed, assaulted, and battered. The everybody thing that turned into me being harassed, assaulted, and battered, or was me being harassed and turned into me being harassed, assaulted, and battered, turned moreover assault, battery, and harassment. All right. So 236.1A, 2010 and 2011 through 2020. Sort of peaking in like 2017, somewhere around there. Possibly peaking around 2017. Possibly. And possibly stuff prior to 2010. All these people doing me through the advanced tech when I didn't even know that advanced tech existed. And a lot of females like attacked me. There were depictions of a lot of females attacking me, either late 2013, early 2014 through 2020, or 2014 to 2020. And I think there was like, there was like, said everybody thing going. There's like depictions of them like, asserting themselves, females asserting themselves, and that was part of what went on. I think I was used deliberately in a fashion that did that. So their intent would include obtaining service from me, or obtaining the service of obtaining the service of like demonstrating them asserting themselves. Obtaining the service of, I'm trying to phrase it into this thing. Get the idea? You could phrase it kind of. I'm having difficulty phrasing it. I feel a little different than yesterday. Okay. So yeah, 236.1a, California Penal Code. Okay. I'm not sure if these apply, but coercion. Okay, this will be 236.1. H1. Coercion. Oh, sometimes like, what was it? I'd like react to, I have a thought and the thought kind of faded. I guess I'd react to people, I'd react to like the content of me being harassed, assaulted, and battered, the harassment, assault, and battery during 2014 to 2020. Seemed like a lot of it seemed like a live action, so I'd like, I'd like do things to try to hopefully like lessen any kind of like assault that they were doing or harassment, assault, and battery that they were doing to me. Like a lot of times I'd like, instead of like fighting off like the hand washing twice, or don't wash my hands twice, wash it 3 times or something like that. The two thing, I just wash my hands again and try to like, stop harassing me and try to just get through the day. Not try to get through the day, but I try to like, I change what I do so that, or is acquiesce the right word? Or I don't want to say submit, but excuse me, I misread that. Coercion includes a scheme, plan, or pattern intended to cause a person to believe that failure to perform an act will result in serious harm or physical restraint against any person. So I think they schemed or planned or had a pattern. So it would be, I think they planned, including planning. I think they like harassed me, and there was like a threat of more harassment if I washed my hands twice instead of 3 times, or and the way they're harassing me seems like it would qualify as serious physical restraint or physical restraint, because I'm like harassed constantly all day long. So it's like the harassment is restraining to me. Like harassed by assault and battery all day long, every day, for a few years. So I consider the harassment restraining. I gotta keep moving, dude. These people can't watch these videos this long. Okay. So, Section 3, this would be H3. So, through force, fear, they were tricky, but, yeah, yes. Yep, deceit, coercion, violence, duress, they were menacing. I was like, I think they might be menacing. I don't know what the actual definition of menacing is. But they seemed menacing as far as like a dictionary definition goes. H4, duress. Say there's an implied threat of force, violence, danger, hardship, retribution. Like they're gonna, depending on how I act, they're gonna come back around and do something. Yeah, I wouldn't have washed my hands multiple times. A lot of things. That applies to a lot of things. So there are more examples than the hand washing. Pretty sure about. Okay. Oh yeah. As far as H5, what they were doing to me, I think would overbear the will of, or yeah, it's, how should I say? Yeah, it's forced labor services. Yeah, I'm having difficulty thinking right now. I'm gonna try and do like a briefer video. So try to keep moving. All right, talking to myself. 236.2. I had run-ins with law enforcement. during 2011 through 2013. I don't think I had any in California. There may have been law enforcement who knew about this stuff going on through the advanced technology. That's 2011 to 2013, 2014, 2020. I've had like quite a few like ID checks during that period by law enforcement. There's this stuff out in the, yeah, all sorts of stuff. 236.23. I did speed a lot on the freeway during 2019 as I was going to like various police departments to like report crimes, report I was being harassed. It was like quite a bit of driving around that went on during 2019. I also smoked a lot of marijuana. I'd like escape the house, go smoke marijuana. So I was like out smoking marijuana, kind of because, or I have to think about the phrasing of that. All right. Two 236.3. They got all this advanced tech stuff, and I think they use a lot of it. I think that's what they use to facilitate the commission of the offense. Yep. What else do they use? They might use like actual production companies, like movie and television production companies, and those companies might have knowingly and willingly engaged in this stuff. So yeah, by the time you get to the entertainment stuff, and then there's whatever kind of property they've been living at and doing this from, and whatever kind of stuff, whatever they were using to like to live during the period, which has been a few years. It's been more than a few years, me being harassed, assaulted, and battered. Wow. You have to use a bank account during, I'm not sure if a bank account qualifies for this. Might. 236.3. 236.4. 236.4A. 236.4B. I'm not sure about 236.4C. Two through 6.4D. 236.5. 236.6. 'Oh, and I should say, I'm petitioning that I have some right to anything that's like seized or anything that's been gained or profited, and anything that's seized with regards to California Penal Code 188. I hereby petition, I hereby petition that I have some claim to that I have claimed to a substantial amount and or all of proceeds and profits from anything associated with me being harassed, assaulted, or battered, and possibly claim to anything used in perpetrating any kind of crimes against me, including crimes in California Penal Code Section 188 and anything occurring during 2010 to 2020 and anything occurring during any time, all time. You know, and again, I'm looking at 236.7A. There's the video I made yesterday morning. It kind of went into stuff about how, or I talked about how there were people under the age of 18, like under the age of 10 in the house when this was going on, or during some of the time during some of the time 2011 to 2020. And if they're involved, like, you know, if they might be considered a victim of all the stuff I was going through. Could they? Depending on what was going on through the advanced technologies. Not all the stuff that I was going through. Maybe all the stuff that I was going through. You know? Like the people around me and people who like think with me and like, you know, by the time you get to like the advanced technology stuff, there might be a lot going on. But anyways, as far as 188 goes, some of the appeal or some of like the show that went on or publicity might have been that you know, I was in like a domestic house, and if that was going on, like part of the show might have been my own like setting, like and what I was going through as I was being harassed, assaulted, battered. And there were times during 2011 to 2013 and also 2014 to 2020 that my siblings' children who are under the age of 18, I think most of who are under the age of 10, were in the house. Were in this house when I was in the house. And I'd like, you know, I'd like rip out I'd walk out of my room, go to the kitchen, get something to eat. And if they're in the kitchen or if they're in the room next to the kitchen, you know, what could I do but like be aware of them? And so if that's like adding, if me being aware of like, if my awareness, including like my awareness of being in like suburban America in like a classic family setting, with young kids running around, if that's like included in the show, then would those kids who are under the age of 10 who I had thoughts of, also be considered, would they be considered a victim of human trafficking? Would they be considered victims? How would that work into phrasings of California Penal Code? For some reason, I'm not as sharp as I was yesterday. Saying because I've purchased a marijuana joint that I haven't smoked. I'm having thoughts that might be the reason why I'm not as like detailed as. You can ask me about this stuff. I might have like a more detailed response about some of these specific issues. And there's like more I could say, more stuff I could remember, more like, more aspects, more distinctions, more associated material than stuff I'm listening in these videos. If I gotta do the whole penal code and the whole US code, probably should, I gotta do this a little quicker. I'm talking to myself. All right. I'm talking to the videos. So yeah, I'm not sure how that stuff would apply to like any of the stuff in section 188 and any of the stuff like in any of the other sections. There's also concepts for this advanced technology, like if I'm knowing something, is someone who like thinks with me, or like are people like programmed to have like a vague awareness of what I'm aware of? And so if someone's like causing like is doing something to me, or are there people who also feel the effects of it? And is there also, are these people operators, and are they capable of like easily and readily like turning off or like protecting themselves from that kind of influence or that occurring? And if they do turn it off, like what would that do? Turn off like the think, or turn off the connection, or all sorts of stuff like that, or a lot of stuff like that. My head. Stop thinking with me. There's a depiction of Jenna left. Stop harassing me. Stop communicating to me. Stop observing me. If these people are going to observe, it's for law enforcement purposes only. This is for, I prefer that they didn't. I really do. All right. Stop watching me. Okay. All right. Talking to Jenna left. Yep. Stop observing me. Stop harassing me. This video is currently for official law enforcement purposes only, and criminal prosecution purposes only. currently for official criminal prosecution purposes only. May be involved in civil suits and possibly anything else that I deem appropriate. I maintain rights to this video. I maintain rights to the information contained in this video. This video is currently intended for official U.S. government law enforcement purposes only, and or U.S. government law enforcement and official law enforcement within and of the United States. All right. Okay, I see section 236.9. I have to file something within 30 days. Something about that. I have section 236.9 printed and posted on the wall in my bedroom. And it's currently January 22nd, 2020. 236.10, possibly. No, 236.11, I'm not sure. It says something about section 236.7. I'm not currently sure about section 236.7. I don't want to go back and look at it right now. 236.7, it's not my fault. Yeah, looks like it. Two through 6.12, possibly. 236.13, possibly. Section 236.14A. I was cited during October 2019 in the county of Sonoma in the state of California for unlawfully being in a disaster area. On the morning of October 30th, I was in the parking lot of the Target off of Santa Rosa Avenue in Santa Rosa. I was being harassed, and I heard on the radio that they were going to lift the evacuation order because of the wildfires that were going on later that day. I think I may have heard that it was going to be a few hours, and I just kind of blew that part off and like drove back towards my house. I exited the freeway at Shiloh. The CHP officer had his like back to the exit. I think he was talking to someone, like a civilian, late female civilian. And I ended up like driving up to a checkpoint. They said I couldn't go in. Then I went and parked, and then I walked towards the checkpoint, and then a CHP officer arrested me. I spent the night in jail, so I have like a charge pending of unlawfully being in a disaster area. Now I think I was being. I can make a whole video about that one. But I was being harassed that morning, and I think part of the harassment, I think I've been publicized after. I might have been publicized after October 30th. So if that's true, then geez. So I was being harassed then. And that harassment, I think, might be included as part of human trafficking. So I think I might... I gotta do this one. I gotta do 236.14 before I go to court. It's exciting. I gotta do this one. Section 237. I guess it'd qualify for subdivision H of section 1170. It was affected by violence, possibly by menace. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what menace is. Fraud, or fraud or deceit. I think they were deceitful. Some of their stuff, or they were like evasive and like. So I'm not sure if they were deceitful right now. I think they might have been. I don't want to think about it right now. But anyway, and also 237. So 237A and 237B, because if I'm considered a dependent adult, because I don't operate my own independent or my own advanced technology stuff. Okay, so that would be, okay. So a little bit long-winded. Try and get faster with these. It's currently about 6:42 a.m. Pacific Standard Time on January 22nd, 2020. It's currently dark outside. I'm currently located in the bedroom, sleeping in the house I'm staying. It's located in the town of Sonoma County, Sonoma, the state of California, United States of America. It's channel 2.
Those just blew past forecasted projections, not even close. Yet most of these, except Larkspur. We're celebrating 50 years in.
No, it's that whole idea may be new, but you know that a
This
lot
is
of is exactly the
Also get this free. President Trump.
Fox Business Choose, channel 1211.
I'm going to give you a quick preview of exactly what he had to say. Roll tape.
The European Union is tougher to deal with than anybody. They've taken it.
in the city's water. The case is shut.
This is MNBC, channel 1215.
In Des Moines, she's covering how the impeachment trial back in Washington is impacting the Iowa caucuses. And look, it's an old sort of trope in Democratic primary politics. Toward the end, Social Security sometimes becomes the last fight back and forth. That's how Clinton buried Paul Tsongas in '92. Bernie trying to do that now. Reliable.
Wildfires.
Okay. That has been California Penal Code, section 188. Audio files currently. Audio file is 200122_002.wav. It's currently at 2 hours, 29 minutes, and 39 seconds, 40 seconds, 41 seconds.